Hi everyone. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. So today we are going to learn about number lines. Okay, we're going to learn the basics of number lines. And we're going to learn about number lines today because let's think about real life before we start with this. We count things all the time, right? We count our steps, toys, snacks, points in a game, and even days on a calendar. A number line is like a road with numbers on it. Each number is an order, just like houses on a street. As you walk down the street, the house numbers get bigger. Let's think of an example. So if you have 3 candies and someone gives you 2 more, you didn't lose anything, you gained something. On the number line, that looks like the starting at 3 and moving forward to 5. The number line helps us see what is happening in real life when numbers change. Instead of guessing, we can follow the path and know we are correct. So, what is our learning goal for today? Today, we will learn to use number lines, skip counting, and repeated addition. These skills are very important for building a strong understanding in math and also in daily life, which we will cover in a little bit. So, before we begin, let's have a warm-up question. So, I want you guys to think what is your favorite number and why? Numbers can be special, so think about what makes yours unique or meaningful to you. Okay? Let's move on. So, first, let us understand a number line. A number line is a visual tool that helps us understand counting and addition. It shows numbers in a straight line, making it easy to understand the relationships. Here, I'll demonstrate right now. You guys can see? Okay. No, here. We'll create a new one. So let me show you guys what a number line looks like. This is a straight line, and then in the edge, we'll have 2 arrows. 2 arrows that represents a line, which you will cover in the next couple of units. Okay? These tick marks that you see on a number line, they represent one number. Okay, just like that. I want you guys to write in your notebooks, label this as understanding number lines, okay? That way you can go back to this page for reference in case you need extra help. Right over here, okay? So let's begin. In a number line, since each tick represents one number, we are going to write one number underneath each one. Since we didn't learn skip counting yet, we're going to start with 0 because all number lines for today will start with 0. So we go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? Here, this is our full number line. This is, we're going to label this example. No, we're just going to label this as number line. As this is a standard number line, okay? This is what most of them will look like without skip counting and everything. This is how it looks like. Now, before we move on to skip counting and how it's used, let's go back to the presentation and I will tell you how. So counting on the number line, how does it work? When we move forward on the number line, we add numbers by jumping to the right. Each jump represents an increase of the number, helping us understand addition and understand the concept of getting larger. So what does that mean? Whoa, let's go back. Here. No, this is the, here we go. So we're going to color that green. The moving forward will be green. Here, green, okay? Or not, we could just use light blue, that works. So let's say we start at 4, okay? And we jump forward 2 times. 4, 5, 6. We increase, we jump by 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2, right? And what does 4 plus 2 equal? 6. See how we moved, we jumped once and the number increased by 1? That is because the number pattern, we are counting by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Now, moving backward, this one's different. Very similar but different. When we count backwards on a number line, it means we are subtracting numbers by jumping to the left side. Each leftward jump shows a decrease, making it easier to understand subtraction and the relationship to addition. Okay, let's use that here. Wrong one again. We're going to use dark blue for this, okay? Let's say we again start at 4, except we move to the left 1, 2 times. We go from 4 to 2. How do we do that? We subtract by 1. Minus 1. How do we know that? 4, what is 1 plus 1 again? 2, right? So we are subtracting this a total of 2 times. 4 minus 2 should equal 2, which is what we got here. So let us label this, that way we are able to understand. This is called forward, and this is called subtracting here. Moving forward means addition, okay? Make sure you have that understood. While moving backward means the opposite of addition, which is subtraction. Right over here. Here we go, right there. Okay, let me hide that. This is what your paper should look like right now. I'll give you guys a moment to copy. Okay, let's continue. So, number line addition. which is basically what we just did. Using a number line makes addition easy and we can visually see it. By moving forward on the line, we can clearly see how many numbers combine and find the total easily. Here, I'll show you. Over here, let's say we move this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our final number is 8. And 4 plus 4 equals 8. Yes? How about this? This one. So 4, let's write this again. 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. However, 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. This is proof that what we got is correct. Now, back to what we were doing, addition. So, let's say I want to know what, let's use a big number for this, okay? Here, I'm going to draw another number line. Let's say I wanted to know, let's first, we are going to count, let's say I wanted to know what, 0 plus, instead of drawing a new number line, let's just say I want to know what 0 plus 8 was. Let's say I didn't know what 0 plus 8 was, okay? And I only had a number line. Well, if we jump 8 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we get our final answer, 8. It makes it easier and we can visually see how we are getting it. Okay? Let's go to the next one. Skip counting. So skip counting helps you add numbers faster. For example, you can count by 2s, by 5s, 10s, 15s, 20s, anything. It makes math easier and quicker. And skip counting helps you understand groups of numbers, and it gets you ready for multiplication. So, for example, let's say you buy a pair of shoes. When you buy shoes, you don't buy one shoe, right? You buy 2 shoes to match, one for each foot. So when you count shoes, you usually count by 2s. Let's say I had 5 boxes of shoes and each box had 2 shoes. Here, I'll draw this for you. I had 5 boxes. Or let's stick to 3. And in each box, there are 2 shoes, right? Because I wear 2 shoes, I don't wear 1 shoe. What is the total number? Instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc., we can count by 2s. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 equals 6. Okay, I'll show you how I got that. Plus 2 equals 6. See how much quicker that was instead of counting by ones? It makes math easier and it makes us understand and get ready for multiplication better. And another way you can use skip counting is in groups. let's say you and your friends are in 2 groups and each of you have 5 groups of people in them. How many people are there in total? Instead of counting by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can just say again. Let's draw another one right to the side. 0, 0, or circle, circle, 5 people. There's a total of 10 people. Because if we count by 5s, 5 plus 5 equals 10. Right there. See? Now, skip counting jumps. Skip counting jumps are the same thing as skip counting, except it is on a number line. For example, let's say we're jumps of 2s. If we start at 0, we could say 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on forth. And when we skip count by 5s, we jump 5 numbers at a time. So if we start from 0, we count 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and we keep going in the same way. Here, let's do it together. So on a separate, or no, you can keep it maybe on the back side of the same page. Right when I'm writing 2s, okay? We're going to draw the jumps by 2s and the jumps by 5s. Here are the 2s. Remember, each tick mark represents one number. We're going to start from 0, 2, 4, and then plus 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10, and plus 2 is 12. Now, before I continue, can you guys tell me, or think to yourselves, or write in your notebook, what is the main difference between this number line and this number line? Okay, I'll tell you. In this numbered line, we have less tick marks, but we were able to get to a larger number than our original number line, where we counted by 1s. So what can we conclude from this observation? We can conclude that when skip counting, skip counting jumps, when we're using that, we are able to get to a number quicker, faster, and more efficient. Here on a separate page, I have an idea. On a separate page, label this as skip counting jumps, okay? That way you'll understand each topic, hopefully. Right here. So now, let's skip count together. But let's move forward and then let's move backward again. So for moving forward, I'm gonna use, what if I, so let's say we start at 8 for this one, okay? And then we move forward 2 jumps. 1 jump, 2 jump. Plus 2, and then again, plus 2. So how much is each jump valued at? 2. Since we are skip counting by 2s, in this context, 1 jump is equal to 2. Right over here. And I will highlight that. Right over there, okay? Now let's go backwards. We're going to start with 8, and then we're going to go back 1 jump, 2 jump, 3 jump. So that is minus 2, minus 2, and then again minus 2, because we are moving to the left. So 2 plus 2 plus 2, that is equal to 6. So we are subtracting by 6. So we know 8 minus 6 is equal to 2. So we know that's how we know that's our confirmed answer. And then again, here, 8 plus 4 is equal to 12. We were able to count to higher numbers because we skip counted by 2s. Now, let's take it up another level and skip count by 5s. Okay, right underneath. Label this as 5s. Okay, right over here. Let's start with 0. Move on to 5. And then plus 5 is 10. Plus 5 is 15. Plus 5 is 20. Plus 5 is 25. And then plus 5 is 30. So notice the difference here, how we got till 12, but in the 5s, we were able to get to 30 using almost the same number of tick marks. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, it is. So first, let us think about the rule. How much is 1 jump equal to? Would it still be equal to 2, or would it be a different number? Okay, you guys thought about it. Over here, 1 jump is not equal to 2, but it is equal to 5. Why is it equal to 5? It is equal to 5 because with each jump, we are either adding by 5 or subtracting by 5. We are not adding by 2 in this one or subtracting by 2, 3, or any other number. Okay? So if you ever have a tricky time or trouble time understanding how many times you're adding the same number, count how many times you are adding for 1 jump. Right there. Okay? So let's practice using this. Let's say I have 10 chocolates. I get 10 more chocolates from my mom. She gave it to me as a birthday gift. How many chocolates would I have in total? Okay, so let's break down the problem. I already have 10 chocolates. My mom, she gave me 10 more chocolates. So in this number line, instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, we are counting by 5s. So let's jump 1. That is One jump is 5, as we already said here. So we add 5. So that's half. We need one more jump to get to a total of 10. And let's think back to the problem. My mom gave me 10 chocolates. So our final answer should be 20, because 5 plus 5 equals 10 here. And we can also double check our work. So 10 plus 10 should be equal to 20. On our number line, are we getting 20 as our final answer? Yes, we are. So that's how you know you are correct. Here's another situation. Let's say I have 10 chocolates. I ate 5 of them. How many chocolates do I have left now? Let's think. Instead of doing 10, 9, 8, 7, doing that math, let's skip count. Let's do one jump. Minus 5. Simple. Because one jump is equal to 5, as we said here. How many chocolates am I left with? 5 chocolates. Let's double check our work. I had 10 chocolates to begin with, but I ate 5 of them. How many do I have left? I have 5 chocolates. Did we get 5 on the number line? Yes, we did. That's how we know that we are correct. Okay? I'll give you guys 1 minute to copy all that down. Okay, let's continue. We already did this. We did that activity. Okay, repeated addition. So let's think back to what we just did. We did skip counting. So let's think of 2 since it's easier. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Are we noticing a pattern here? Every time we move up, we are always adding by 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 2 equals 6. 6 plus 2 equals 8, on and on. That process is called repeated addition. It is when we are adding the same number multiple times. And in this picture right here, it would be 8 plus 8 plus 8, which would equal 24. This is really important, repeated addition. It is important because in multiplication, you will be using repeated addition almost all the time. So let's go over that. Oh, repeated addition jumps. It's the same thing, but we're going to represent that on the number line. Each jump represents adding the same number repeatedly, making it easier to understand addition. So just like how we recognized our pattern here, one jump is equal to 5, one jump is equal to 2, this number that we put one jump is equal to, that is the repeated addition pattern. Here, I will label this for you. Repeated addition. Repeated addition right here. Okay? This is really important when it comes to number lines, because if we don't know what our repeated addition value is, then we won't be able to utilize the number line properly. So let's do, we already used skip counting jumps and repeated addition here, but let's use a couple of examples. Again, label this section repeated addition jumps. And in this section, we are going to mainly focus on trying to identify what each jump is valued to. Okay. Okay, where is it? Here, right here. So I'm not going to tell you how or what each jump is for. I'll tell you at the end, but not immediately. I will draw a number line. I will write the numbers, and you have to write in your notebooks how much each value is worth. Let's think of something. Here, I'll give you guys one more minute to think of what or how much we are jumping by, and I will tell you. Okay, so one jump is equal to 6. How do we know that? Well, let's look at our number line here. So in our number line, every time we move forward or every time we move backward, we are going either plus or minus 6. Oh, sorry, wait, no. So either plus 6, or we could start here and go backward this way. That could be minus 6. It could be one of the two. And we can prove that because, let me type this. 6, okay, 0 plus 6. Let me make this larger. And you guys also write this pattern in your notebooks. 0 plus 6, that is equal to 6, which we get here. 6 plus 6, that is equal to 12. Let's look back at our number line. Are we getting that? Yes, we are. Because 6 plus 6 is 12. Let's move on to 12 plus 6. 12 plus 6, what does that equal to? 18. Are we getting 18? Yes, we are. 18 plus 6. That is equal to 24. Are we getting 24? Yes, we are. 24 plus 6. That should be equal to 30. Are we getting 30? Yes, we are. 30 plus 6. That is 36. Did we get 36? Yes, we did. Here, I will bring this up a little bit. See how we identified the pattern and we were able to I'm gonna make this a little more easier. Here it is. Here is our pattern recognition. So what do we notice? Here we are always adding 6. We always see 6. 6, 6, 6 here, 6, and then again 6. That is how we know that one jump is equal to 6. So that's going to be our main example. Let's move on to the next section. Repeated addition. It is again the same thing, except this is going to be with groups. This is when we're going to add equal groups together. So I will visualize that for you guys right now. Yeah, we did. I'll just add in the same section, okay? So let's say we have 5 groups, or let us use this number line. Let's say we have 3 groups, okay? In those 3 groups, we have 6 teddy bears. 6, 6, and then 6. So how many teddy bears do we have in total? Well, based off our number line, if we jump 3 times, 1, 2, 3, we should be getting 18, right? Let's double check adding our groups. 6 plus 6 is 12. Yes? And then 12 plus 6, that should be equal to 18. So did we do the number line correctly? Yes, because we are getting the same answer here and here. That is an example of repeated addition and how it is used in number lines. So now let's mix up everything that we learned, okay? First, I will zoom out for you guys to see what I wrote. Here, understanding number lines. Okay, let's move on to the next section. Okay, this is where we are going to use some word problems. Okay, but first we're going to draw it in groups and then we're going to write in a number line. So let's say that I have let's say I have 4 boxes of pens in my house. Four, okay? And in each box of pens, I have 3 pens. 3, 3, 3, and 3. How many pens do I have in total? Well, if we look at the boxes, let's do the math. 3 plus 3 equals 6. And then again, 3 plus 3 equals 6. And 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. But let's show that on the number line. Right below. Oh, label this as examples. Okay. For reference in the future. Here you go. Right there. So let's continue on with our number line. well, let's start with 0. And let's go back to what we did first. So we said that I have 4 groups or 4 boxes. So we can't count by 4s because it doesn't say that in each box I have 4 pens, right? Because we have 3 pens in each box, which means we are going to be counting by 3s. So each jump should be 3. So 0, 3, 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. Okay? So how do we represent our problem on the number line? Well, let me just write example 1. So let's start with 0, okay? It is saying we have 4 groups of 3. So 4 jumps of 3, basically. So we jump 1, 2, sorry, 2, 3, 4. We jump 4 times, which should give us 12. Why do we jump 4 times again? It is because we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 groups of 3. Each time we are adding by 3, adding by 3. Always adding by 3 or subtracting by 3, doesn't matter. So this is an example of the addition one. Let's go to one where, let's do an example where we are subtracting. Okay, this is, give you guys a moment. Okay, let's move on to example 2. Okay, so let's say on a plate, or before we start that, let us draw our number line here. Okay, that'll make it easier. So in this one, we are going to be counting by 5s. So 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. Okay, let's go on with the problem. On a plate, I had 20 cookies. Okay? I got hungry, so I ate 5 cookies. So we're going to subtract 5 cookies. How many cookies do I have left? Well, we can, just by looking at this, we know the answer is 15. But if the problem is asking us to show how we got it, we can use a number line to represent the number of cookies. So we are going to use red. We are going to start at 20. Always draw a dot at where you're beginning. And since we are counting by 5s here, as you can see, 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, 1 jump is equal to 5. If we go back by 1 jump, we are subtracting 5, which is the number of cookies I ate. And our final answer, according to our number line, is 15. And that is correct because of our math that we did here, which we got 15 as well. This is an example of the subtraction one. If another example is if you didn't know how much you're counting the number line by, based off of the equation. Let's say it's 20 minus 10. Instead of saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can just count by tens. So you could have the number line be 10, 20, 30, like count by tens. Okay. Let us move on to the next one. This one, I want you guys to do this first. I will draw the groups, but I want you guys to draw the number line before I tell you how to do it. Okay? No, not that one. Okay. Okay, here's example 3. I have 5 jars. Okay? In each jar, I had 4 coins. In total, how many coins do I have? Okay, I'll give you guys like 2 minutes to think about it and maybe draw some ideas in your notebook, and then I will go over this with you. Okay, let's continue. So first, we are going to draw the line of our number line. Draw the arrows to prove that it's a line. And then we're going to start with 0. But what are we counting by? Are we counting by 5s, 4s, 3s? We're counting by 4s. So 0, 4, 4 plus 4 is 8. And then 8 plus 4 is 12. And then that would be 16. Oh, here it is. Here's my mouse. Okay. That would be 20. And this would be 24. So the question is asking us, how many do we have in total? Well, let's do it. Let's start with 0. And let's see, how many groups are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to do 5 jumps. So the total number of groups we have is equivalent to the number of jumps we have to do. Since there are 5 groups, we have to jump 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our final answer is 20. How do we prove it? 4 plus 4 is 8, and then 4 plus 4 again is 8, and then 8 plus 8 is 16, and then 16 plus 4 equals 20. Okay? That is how you backtrack and use a number line to prove your answer. Now let's go over the here, I'll show you guys. I'll give you guys a quick minute to check if you're missing anything. Okay, now let's go over the homework. Here, right over here. I want you guys to write your names, the date, if it's the 27th over there. Here. You guys should write this in your notebook exactly how it is, or similar to how it is. I'll read out each question. So question number 1. There are 4 boxes. In each box, there are 3 paper towels. How many paper towel rolls are there in total? Use a number line to show how you got the answer. Okay, you have to prove your answer using a number line. Here's the second question. There are 7 cars. Each car can fit 4 people. How many people can fit in the cars in total? Use a number line to show how you got the answer as well. And for the third question, there are 3 jars. In each jar, there are 8 beads. How many beads are there in total? Use a number line again to show how you got the answer. And there are 2 bonus questions. If you finish those bonus questions, you get extra credit. So for the first bonus question, on a school field trip, there are 4 buses. Each bus can fit 20 kids. So how many kids are there in total? Use a number line to show how you got the answer. And for the second bonus question, there are 4 teams in tag. In each team, there are 15 players. 15. How many people are playing tag in total? Use a number line to show how you got the answer. Okay, I'll leave this on for a couple of minutes. If you do have any questions, write them down on another page, and you can, after the class, ask me or like send it in the group, and I will answer your question as quick as I can. Okay? I'll leave this up for another minute. Okay, if there are no questions, then that is all I had for today. Yep, we already did that. I hope you guys understood today's lesson. And if there are any questions, please do tell me. Okay? Hope you guys have a happy new year in advance. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Okay? Thank you.